Hey mutual fund distributors, let me ask you, how many numbers of your business do you track on a regular basis? In this video, I am going to tell you what are the 6 numbers which you need to track day in and day out so that you are on top of your game. Remember, what is measured can be managed. If you are not measuring your performance, then you are not able to manage your business. Hello everyone, I'm Shobhit. I'm a FinBiz growth expert and founder of FinBiz Growth Club. We are an aspiring community of NewAge mutual fund distributors which are determined to change how India invests. So the first number which I want you guys to look into is to look into the leads which you have or prospects which you have. Now, often when I talk to my distributor community, they tell me they have so many investors, they have so much business. But what you need to concentrate into, what you need to look into is what are the number of prospects or leads which you have. Because we need to understand that the customers are going to come from the leads. Leads are not going to come from the customer. So the first starting point for all of us should be to start noting down the number of prospects or leads we should have. Those documentation is very, very important because it is going to show us whether we are going on a right path or not. And to reduce your burden, I have created a ready-made format for which I am going to leave the link in the description so that you can hit the ground running. Let me quickly show you what the lead list should look like. The list should look like this. Serial number. Now let me open the lead list. So it should look like this. You need to put in the date on what date you got that lead or when you got some information and you have noted down those information. So suppose today is say 15th of March. So I am going to put the date and then you should put the name, contact number, email ID, when you last contacted and what was the discussion. Even if you don't have any discussion, you just got some information and somebody told me that you can contact this or that, my advice to you is you need to start noting down all those prospects with which you can work upon. Idea should be to grow this list on a day-to-day basis, on a regular basis. Believe me, once you start noting down the details, once you start getting the information that who can be your probable customer, you are going to be getting a lot of ideas. Day in, day out, look at this list. Find out the way how you are going to increase the number of prospects which you can have. And if you are able to do that, believe me, your business is going to grow at a much faster pace. So this is the first thing which I want you guys to start noting down if you are not noting down, but more importantly, start tracking it down. So if this month your lead list is 100, make sure next month it should be at least 10 to 20% more. The growth of lead list is going to be helping you in growing your customer list or investor list. So please keep this thing in mind and start working upon your lead generation strategy first and start noting it down. So this is the first number which you need to work upon. The second thing which you need to work upon is your investors, those who have given you the money. Now, most often than not, what I have seen, when a distributor gets the business, he is forget and then he is going to cater to the next one. But please understand, this is a business where the referrals are going to play a very vital role. More importantly, it is a repeat business. So the more you are going to get in touch with your customer, the more you are going to interact with your existing investors, it is going to help you in either getting repeat business or generating new leads. So you need to be mindful of this and you need to start working on that. And I have created a format for that also for you so that your life can be easier. Let me explain this for you. So this is your investor list. So you need to put the name, phone number, email ID, contact details. This is very obvious. But more importantly, I want you guys to put your next interaction date. when you are going to meet next with him. You need to set the agenda when you are meeting now itself. The day you are meeting, you need to set the agenda when you are going to contact your investor next time. And then your date of birth and marriage anniversaries can be one data point which is going to help you in getting in touch with your customer on a frequent basis. So please start noting down, start getting this information done, and more importantly, you need to track it. How many investors you had last month, how many investors you have this month. This is going to be helping you in understanding whether you are growing or not. If you are not growing, you will not be able to survive. Growth is very, very essential, and you need to start tracking it down. So the next thing is, once you are ready with your investor list, then you need to start tracking your business. And I want you to track your business on a weekly basis. See how many transactions you have done last month, how many transactions you have done this month, in last week, this week, and so on and so forth. And for that also, I have created a format for you so that you can just start putting those numbers in place. So let me share the format which I have created for you. So this is the format where you need to be putting the date of the transaction, when the transaction has been done, whether it is a purchase or a redemption. I want you to put this number only, whether it is a purchase or a SIP or a redemption or a switch. So any kind of transaction which you have done, I want you guys to put in here so that you have an idea that how many transactions you have done. Now this is very, very important, and once you start putting those details here, I want you guys to start tracking on a weekly basis. So I want you guys to see how much transaction you have done in this week, in the next week, and how many clients you have added in last week or this week. This is going to give you a glimpse that whether you are able to grow in your business or not. This is very, very important, which most of the time we are ignoring or we are procrastinating, because this is going to show you the real mirror. This is going to show you whether you are serious about this business. More importantly, it is going to show you whether you are growing in this business or not. If you are not able to do any transaction in the week, don't worry, just put that number. It is going to give you that push, that momentum, that next week it should not be blank. So start noting down, start documenting it, and I have prepared a skeleton for you which is going to help you in seeing the progress which you are making on a day-to-day and weekly or a monthly basis. So once you start tracking your business, what are the number of transactions you have done, how many new clients you have made, then the next and most important number which I think which you need to be looking at is you need to look into the commission percentage which you are making on your asset. Now this means what? Most of the time we are so blind to business which we are mobilizing, we often forget that we need to also remember that we are in this business to earn money. We should not be only gathering the AUM. We should be gathering those AUM which is going to reward us handsomely for the effort which we are putting. So what I want you guys to understand, I want you guys to see how much AUM you have last month, how much AUM you have this month, and on that what is the commission which you have received. Then find out the percentage so that you know on the total business what is the percentage of commission you are receiving. Now, most of the time I have seen people are only concentrating on few schemes and they are bothered about what is the commission rate they are getting on that. But believe me, if you have say 100 crores of AUM, but on that if you are making only 0.50% commission, it doesn't make sense. It is going to require much more your time and effort commitment, but it is not rewarding you enough. Will you want to be in those kind of business? I don't think so. So our aim should be to get higher and higher commission on the asset which we have. So for that, I want you guys to put your numbers here. Suppose in the month of March, what is the total asset under advisory you have, and on that, what is the total commission you have received. So if suppose I have 100 crore of AUM, and then the total commission which I have received is say 85 lakhs, then my 0.85, then my CPA would be what? My CPA would be 0.85%. So those things of number you need to be very mindful of, you need to be working upon, so that you are going to be getting a clear-cut idea what is the value which you are getting for the effort which you are making. Please keep in mind that you should be always try to increase your CAPA, that is commission as a percentage of asset under advisory. If this month it is 60.60, next month it should be 70, next month it should be 0.75, and so on and so forth. Idea should be, if we are able to increase even by 1 basis point on a monthly basis, it is going to compound like anything. But if it is reducing, then you need to look into that numbers from a very serious perspective, that what things you need to do so that you can increase the overall commission as a percentage of asset under advisory. Please look into that number. Most of us are so engrossed on the business which we are going to mobilize that we often forget that we are into a business where we need to earn revenue. And if you are not able to track your CAPA, then believe me, it is going to be a big problem for us. Start tracking it on a month-on-month basis, and then you are going to see a magic, because it is going to open a new avenue for you. And once you are clear on what is the commission as a percentage you are receiving on your total assets, then I want you guys to also start monitoring your SIP book size. And why SIP book size are so important? Because this is a business which is going to compound on its own. You don't have to bother that when or how you are going to get your business next month. The bigger your SIP book size, the better it is for you to get that AUM building process done on an automated basis. But for that, you need to monitor your SIP book size. And how I define SIP book size? It is the net SIP amount which you are going to be adding on a month-on-month basis in your AUM. So start tracking what is your SIP book size last month, what is the SIP book size this month. And for that also I have created a format, and let me share that format with you. The date of the SIP, which when you have submitted, the SIP amount for the scheme and the client name. So start noting it down, and more importantly, you need to start tracking it down on a month-on-month basis. So if you are able to start tracking like here, so in the month of say March, how many number of SIPs you have added, what is the SIP book size you have added, and what is the cumulative number. So this you are going to give you a clear-cut idea how your SIP book size has been growing. Believe me, we only run for the business without, but if you are not able to measure that how much growth you have been able to get from the effort you are making, then it is of no use. So I want you guys to start tracking your SIP book size. This is the most lethal weapon which a mutual fund distributor may have to grow its business. I want you guys to concentrate on your SIPs and start tracking those numbers, start putting in this format, and the magic is going to unfold for you. Now you know whether you're growing in the right direction or not. If you are not able to grow on a month-on-month basis, then it is going to give you a feedback what right or wrong you are doing and how you need to start working on that. So please start doing that, and it is going to help you on that. And the last number which I want you guys to track, I want you guys to see not only AUM, but I want you guys to see the net flow. Now some month what happens, because the market has gone up by 10%, 5% or something like that, the AUM automatically grows and we feel very good. But we often forget that this is because of the movement of the market and not because of our affair. So I want you guys to understand that you need to understand what is the net flow which you are getting from the effort of your own. So I want you guys to track two numbers. One is purchase and one is redemption. Because switches are more or less is not going to affect your portfolio. So I want you guys to track on a month-on-month basis how many purchases you have, how many redemptions you have. In purchases include your SIPs also, because that is also going to be adding fresh flow into your AUM. So I want you guys to, I have created a format as I told you, is just start putting those numbers, or if you just start delegating to your team that start putting this number, that what is the purchase, what is the redemption is happening, and then start tracking it on a week basis. So I want you guys to track numbers, that how much business you have done in terms of purchase and redemptions, and start tracking on a month-on-month basis. So in the last month, what was the total purchase? What was the total redemption? So you know what is the net flow because of your effort and not because of the effort of the market. So it is going to give you a clear-cut idea that how you are approaching your business, whether you are in the right direction or not. Start tracking these 6 numbers, and once you start doing that, believe me, the magic is start to unfold for you. Most of the time we are so passionate to build our business that we forget to track it. But as I told you in the beginning, if you are not able to measure it, you will not be able to manage it. I hope I have given you some new dimensions to look into your mutual fund distribution business. In case you like the content, I would love you guys to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel so that whenever we have something new to share, you will be the first one to know. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourself.